Yes. You ever been to black church and they talking about if you're gay, you're going right downstairs and the devil gonna take his big, black, delicious, powerful, red fiery meat stick and put it up your chocolate starfish. He gonna take you going crazy. That's what's gonna happen if you are any way, shape, or form flaming homosexual. That's what he's gonna do to you. And it's gonna be disgusting because they try to emasculate the black man and take you out. Recently, I was perusing through the old interwebs and I saw something that caught my eye. Pewter, go ahead and play the clip.
I don't understand because I'm seeing too much of this. This says nothing about the black community, the Caribbean community as a whole. This is just regular homophobia. You don't need to try to rationalize it by attaching generalizations like that just aren't true. Yes, I say this as a Caribbean person. Yeah, that's also another part of this because like most of the people that clowned on him in his immediate vicinity are also, I mean, there's like his roommate, his Wardrobe. We just showed you like his roommate Wardrobe also fucking defended Max as well and like criticized him too. And Wardrobe is 17. This dude is old as hell. I think he might even be older than me. In his old ass age, Unc is out here fucking talking mad shit. Weirdly enough, doing old school homophobia for no reason.
It's like the character, but your main like you. Don't let rage bait you.
When he got called out later, he said it was a Caribbean joke. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Your own stream, is you crazy? You him? You're not no diva. What the f? Oh, not drive that. That's not true.
I don't know what he's talking about at all. Any race can be homophobic. Homophobia is not exclusive to any race, by the way. I'm aware what you're gonna say in the comments. I know white people that are homophobic. It's all about being conservative or going to church. As a matter, I know Asian people that are homophobic. Yeah, being gay is not accepted at all. As a matter of fact, let's pull up some stats. Such a disgustingly low percentage of gay people that will tell you they're gay available to us right now. These are the people that will tell you that they're gay. That's pretty much it. You know how hard it is to be accepted as a gay person? It's just as hard as being accepted as a black person. As a matter of fact, imagine being black and gay. They don't even think Tyler Perry's gay. Look at this. Look at Tyler Perry. This Tyler Perry has Medea. This is Tyler Perry regular. Every black bald person is gay. This is ridiculous. Terry Crews is gay. I'm making it up right now. I don't know if Terry Crews is gay. I would hope Terry Crews is gay. I hope Mike Tyson's gay so that I can have Mike Tyson take me in the back rooms and then take me around every single area and knock me down. That's what I hope. I hope he gets me pigeon time. Mike Tyson really loves pigeons. I don't know if you know that strange fact about Mike Tyson. He is really obsessed with pigeons. He spends a lot of money a month on pigeons. I think it's somewhere around $20,000. You can see the stats right here. It's a lot of money on pigeons. I'm not really quite sure why he does that. There are Caribbean parents. I don't know why I have the wild thornberries up here for some reason. I'm not quite sure. I guess they would be more African parents when you think about it. Actually, honestly, Nigel, if you brought home a guy, he would probably say that you guys are smashing. And then he'd probably be on his way, to be quite honest with you, if I could be so bold to say. Immigrant parents, church-going parents, these people who grow up with heterosexual marriage as the baseline. And children are the only acceptable conclusion to a person's life. What, you don't want to have kids? How am I gonna become a grandparent if you don't have children? I need you to go bust the gigantic fat nard inside of a woman to have some children. A lot of parents want grandchildren because the continuation of life is so religious and powerful and palpable. And, little known fact, most people on earth are Christian. I don't know if you know about this, that most of the earth on this earth are Christian people. They're all just Christian. Most people are Christian. Do you guys remember the question, what would you rather have, a gay son or a thought daughter? Now, what is the baseline behind that question? Why they ask that question to so many people? What was the importance and significance of that question? Why are many fathers so aggressively protective of their daughters? I think some of it is genuine love and concern. And a lot of it is, well, this looks exactly like my wife, and I don't want anybody sleeping with a younger version of my wife, is really what they think. It's a sense of ownership. That's what it is. And what people think about them, what people might think about them. They become obsessed with their daughter's sexuality because they believe her choices reflect their own masculinity and authority. The daughter becomes a symbol of the father's reputation. That's exactly what it is. Obviously, people think the gay son thought daughter is a funny hypothetical, but the very question comes from the black community. As a matter of fact, my favorite meme comes from the black community.
Why are you gay?
Gay son thought daughter. Would you rather have a son who violates the idea of masculinity because in history and in black Hollywood, they will say, oh, this is a humiliation ritual right here. Look at that. They got Will Smith dressing up in a crop top. They got Jamie Foxx dressing up as a woman. And Tyler Perry had to go through a humiliation ritual. That's how he became a millionaire, billionaire. It's a big humiliation ritual because they think if you dress up like a woman, you're humiliating yourself because it's so humiliating to be a woman. That's why they have gay son, thought daughter right next to each other, because a gay son, well, he's going to be taking it up the rear end, and that's disgusting. And a thought daughter, a bunch of men are going to be violating your daughter. You don't want either of those things. That's it. That's exactly what it is. Because in reality, it's really asking, would you want a woman as a child? Is that what you want? A woman as a child? They're really just reducing the son to a sexual act. That's the entirety of it. And for some odd reason, I don't know why this happened, a lot of white people are really obsessed, especially white men, white women too. I'm just gonna say white people in general. We're just gonna say people. They are obsessed with the absolute construct of the British Broadcasting Channel. Really just look at the abbreviation of that and you're gonna get the BBC. Don't really know why this is. Why is this an entire separate category? And why is it one of the most searched categories of all time? Now, I know the title of the video is, are black people homophobic, yada yada this, yada that. The reason I even asked this question was because I saw that clip, but I think people think black people are a monolith. Black people are not a monolith. Obviously, not every single black person is homophobic. I'd say 70 to 80%, but that's pretty much true of every single group. I can't think of an entire race of people or an entire place on earth where they're really accepting of gay people in totality. I guess maybe Thailand. Thailand might be really accepting. Thailand might be one of the most progressive places that I've seen in quite some time. If I could pick one place, honestly. There's this wild obsession with black masculinity, well, simply because of slavery, sadly. Everything goes back to slavery, I promise you it does. There's this process called buck breaking, where the white masters would see a black man and try to emasculate him by smacking him in the butt and using his big white rod and going crazy in the backstairs area, going sicko mode and nuts. And a lot of black men still carry that trauma from back in the day, so they don't want that to happen to them. It's a horrifying experience, and they hate that in totality. It disgusts them. They think that any man that is being gay is actively getting closer to the devil. A lot of black people are very Christian. I'm pretty sure if you're black, you might have grew up with Christian parents. Maybe you went to Wednesday Bible study. Maybe even got really unlucky and had some Jehovah's Witnesses. Man, that cult agitates the hell out of me. Who knows? These people aren't thinking about love or companionship or loyalty or domestic life or emotional safety or building a future with somebody. They're thinking immediately about penetration because their understanding of gay men is simply pornographic. That's all they care about. It's degrading. If you're gay, you like it up your rear end, and that's disgusting. Straight people are allowed to have relationships. Gay people are allowed to be treated as walking sex acts. That's the reality of how a lot of older black people think. If you go into a barbershop, it will sound like a Turning Point USA conference. I promise you it will. Go to a black barbershop, it will sound like Turning Point USA in there. People have told me religiously, and they have said, well, I have a bunch of black friends, and honestly, they've always been so accepting of me. That's cool, white person. I'm very proud that your black friends are very accepting of you. I have a question for you. Are you black? I don't know. Are you black? Is really the question I have to ask you. Of course they're going to be accepting of you. You're not a part of the race that they're a part of. That's the reality of it. For some reason, people only think this applies to black men. I don't know where that comes from. Black women are also wildly homophobic. I'll tell you a fun little story. So when I was younger, I was inviting people over to my household to have relations in the bedroom. It was a fun time. I was going crazy sicko mode. I was a champ in the stroke Olympics. Gold medalist, one might call me. So my mother I gotta say this sentence. My mother I had brought home a male sapien, a vanilla gorilla, a purple of caucus variety, a sun-phobic bleach demon. She said, why are you bringing this cum cricket inside of my household? I said, Mom, this is my milk of magnesia. I want to bring her over because I was just having a fun time, but I discovered, okay, I can't bring home white women. That was my thought process. I didn't know it was specifically women. She just didn't want me to bring home white women, is what I thought. That was the entirety. I said, okay, I'm gonna do the opposite of that and bring home a black man. So I saw this really cute black guy and I brought him over, and my mom was really excited about it. She said, oh, this nice little friend you got here, he's so well kept and proper, and he's bald. Boom, you should have knew as soon as he was bald that I was gonna be smacking the back of his head while I'm smacking the back of his buns. You should have immediately knew that, Mom. I don't know what your thought process was. One day she came home while I was churning butter in the basement on the back side of his rear end, and she got absolutely upset. She said, oh my goodness, my boy is messed up. She tried to send me to camp to convert me to being straight. I ended up sleeping with the counselor, getting him fired. It was insane. It was disgusting. The whole situation was a bit of a mess of a process. And she said, you know what? I can't do anything. You know what my dad said? My dad had one concern and one concern alone. Guess what his concern was? Did you guess? Are you guessing? Could you guys guess in the comment section? I would appreciate it if you guys actually guessed. That'd be cool. I'll give you a second to actually guess what my dad was concerned about more than anything. It wasn't AIDS or anything of that variety. No. His concern was so palpable, so real. Are you a top or are you a bottom? That's it. That's the only question he cared about at all. A lot of men view gay men as feminine, and femininity is treated as inferior under patriarchy. That's really how it is. Because this is gonna suck to hear, men don't view women as people for the most part. Not all men, but a lot of them just don't. Women are trophies, hence why they're trophy wives. That's exactly what they are. They are a prize to be kept inside of your house and coveted so nobody else touches it and licks all over your trophy. That's really where it comes from and stems from. That's where the idea of getting a woman and capturing them. As a matter of fact, it's the same exact reason why a lot of men are so happy that their women kisses other girls. My girl kisses other girls because it's like my two dogs playing around. Hence why the derogatory term for woman is female dog. That's the entirety of it. That's why, because they think of women as playthings that they can obtain and get rid of. That's exactly what it is. It's also a reason why dogs are a man's best friend and cats are a woman's best friend, because cats value consent. You can't just pedal over a cat. You have to wait for the cat to accept you. And then you have dogs who you can put a carrot up their ass. I don't know, tell you. That's really what you can do. The reason I said that is because when I was younger, my dad I saw a dog with a carrot up his butt in order to get the diarrhea out. I'm not gonna tell you, it's kind of gross. It's kind of nasty. I don't know why I'm putting this in a video. It was really gross. Anyways, they believe that receiving anything sexually up the rear end makes a man weaker, submissive, conquered, or woman-like, because women deserve to be conquered. That's their entire thought process. I don't know why a lot of people think that a lot of black men are just suddenly progressive for some. I don't know where this came from. This mindset is insane. But I think the belief reveals how little respect they have for women. When being compared to a woman is viewed as the ultimate humiliation. I mean, think about it. Remember, they still don't think Tyler Perry's gay. I think what happened, I think that they saw RuPaul's Drag Race and then they said, oh, well, it's everywhere. All this gay stuff is everywhere in the media, and everybody loves gay people, and they keep talking about it. They won't shut up about the meat going inside of mouths. They won't shut up about McDonald's. Oh my God, they won't be quiet about it. It's crazy. Do you know if you go to Saudi Arabia? I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was actually called Saudi Arabia in my head. I keep thinking about small, thick Middle Eastern women for some reason. I don't know why it's like stuck in my head right now. Reason being is because I was hanging out with my friends and they said, yeah, I got me a short, thick Middle Eastern baddie and she my Saudi Arabia. You can die for being gay in the Middle East, by the way. I don't know if you know that. You can actually die for being gay in the Middle East. The issue goes far beyond just sexuality. Homophobia and misogyny constantly feed each other because they rely on the idea that masculinity must remain dominant and femininity deserves significantly less respect. Because why would it? Why would you want to be feminine? Why would you want to be feminine? Why would you want that? I always get so confused when this pops up in the main zeitgeist, as if every black person shares one collective thought and consciousness for some odd reason. We have never shared one collective thought and consciousness in total. We've never done that. That has never been how black people have operated in any capacity, in any sense. And if you ask, I promise you, white people, we gotta have a talk. Let's sit down for one moment. If you are a white progressive, this is specifically for you. I need you to talk to black people at barbershops. I need you to talk to black people at church. I need you to talk to black people outside the basketball court who you might be afraid of. Those are the black people that make up the vast majority and bulk of black people. As a matter of fact, it's a horrifying reality because that's what a lot of black people grew up with. That kind of black person, church-going parents who were mildly conservative, not Republican, just conservative, voting Democrat because they value at least lying to our faces and saying they care about black people for our vote, but also they are homophobic in the same breath. That's the reality of it. Just because you have a gay black femi friend, or just because you have a gay black friend, or one person specifically, or I have a friend that's a little bit fruity and is also black or trans or something of that variety, doesn't mean that all black people represent your specific niche group. I'm speaking for the main bulk of black people. Now, and the reason I even say this is because I know most black people. When I say most, I don't mean all. I mean like 51% of black people. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying majority, 51% of black people, churchgoers, believe in God, love basketball. And it's gonna sound racist to say that, but that's a real reality and fact. That's just what it is. They go into the club, they partying, they dancing. They want to have a son. They want a son to carry on the gene and seed. They don't want to be feminine in any capacity. They get confused when I paint my nails. They just get weirded out by that. They get confused when I do my makeup in any capacity. They get confused when I used to be in drag. And then when I was in drag, they got really excited and they tried to sleep with me. I want you to look at me right here. This is what I used to look like when I was in drag. A lot of my guy friends tried to sleep with me, and then when they figured out that it was me, they tried to fight me about it. I want you to think about that for a second. They tried to fight me to prove that they're masculine enough to sleep with me. That's what they wanted to do because they didn't want to get confused or tricked. It's such a violent, angry, visceral reaction because when you fear something, when you have a deep fear behind it, you want to destroy that thing because fear breeds insecurity. That's the reality of the situation. It's a visceral secondary emotion that comes up after the initial reaction. It's horrifying. It's a bit like road rage to me. Why are you angry during road rage? Because something bad could have happened to you. You have a fear that something horrible could happen. So your anger is your secondary emotion. You got to figure out where those emotions stem from. You have to be emotionally mature. This is what being emotionally mature is in the real world. Yes, black people can be homophobic. As a bisexual man, a lot of people don't know that I'm bisexual for some reason. Not really sure why that is. But as a bisexual man married to a woman, specifically a white woman, people often say, wow, you're so brave and strong and powerful. Black people are, I say, tribalistic when it comes to black on black love and very homophobic when it comes to men loving men. That's just what it is. And I say 51%. When I'm talking about black people, when I say that term, I'm always mean 51%. And the vast minority of black people in totality, it is an accepting branch of people. Now, if you disagree with any of the statements I made in this video, you're more than welcome to disagree with the main statements I made in this video. But I encourage you to go to a black barbershop. Hell, I encourage you to go to a black hair salon filled with women. I encourage you to speak to an African person or a Nigerian man. I encourage you to do that. And then after you comment your thing and tell me your worldview, I need you to go speak to actual people in the real world. I need you to do that. Oftentimes, you're going to hear a few comments such as this. Well, I don't care what they do as long as they do it away from me realistically. That's the entire thing. Or maybe it's a woman and she'll say, he a little bit fruity, huh? He a little bit like this, huh? He a little bit like this. You'll hear that. That's what you'll hear. Oh, you can raise your son however you want to. My son is going to be masculine. That's how my son's going to be. That's the reality of it. I feel like I'm putting on a black accent every time I do that. Reality, I'm putting on a white accent when I make these videos to make these more palatable for a lot of you guys. To be quite honest with you, I don't talk like this in person at all. This is all a trick. I'm trying to confuse you and manipulate you. That's my goal as a YouTuber. Manipulation. Anyway, go ahead and tell me your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I've been yammering on a lot. If you guys like my content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see content similar to this. I've been testing out a lot of new stuff on this channel, and a lot more videos are going to be kind of a lot like this. I stream Monday through Friday at 4:30 to about 8 o'clock if you guys want to see me stream. And also, if you guys care about anything else I have to talk about, I read Reddit stories on Cyril's Side Thoughts, and on my other channel, I play a lot of video games. I post a lot over there, so hopefully you enjoy. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.
I'm your Nick at night, be my Laura Angelo. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.